Hey everybody, it's Tammy Salamone, the Pink Survivor. So today's video is going to be called How to Emotionally Heal After Cancer. And this can be, quite difficult for some, and for others, it's not really a big deal. But for me, I definitely need to put a little work into it after my diagnosis and everything I had been through with cancer treatment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so how do you emotionally heal after cancer, after diagnosis, after your treatment, and then, survivorship on? During your diagnosis and your treatment, especially your initial, as soon as you found out that you did have cancer, some people, experience a wave of emotions. They're sad, they're grieving, they're upset, and confused, angry, of course. So, of course, we have all these emotions to deal with. And then others, too, will go into overdrive where they are just trying to gather as much information as possible. They are looking everything up on the internet. And, of course, we know that we really shouldn't do that because every situation is so different. Every diagnosis is so unique that no two breast cancers or other types of cancers are actually the same because so much goes into it as far as your stage, how big your tumor is, so many different factors like that. It's common to feel a mix of emotions, and your healthcare team should understand that, and often they will be very supportive. And if they're not, then maybe you want to find someone else. Now dealing with recovery and beyond, once you've finished everything, you finished your surgeries, you finished your chemo, you finished everything, as often maybe you might still have a medication that you still have to take for 5 to 10 years. So, that's still in the back of your head. But at that point, you may want to just put this behind you now and move on. And often though, you have so many anxious feelings about it that you don't really know where to start. I remember thinking, now what do I do? Because it had been over a year and a half at the time of my diagnosis to me finishing everything. A year and a half of really putting my life on hold. And I was so busy going to doctor's appointments that I couldn't do much else. I only worked very part-time. And of course, sometimes you're so nauseous. I didn't have a horrible time with that, but some people do, that it's very difficult for them to focus or even go into work. So then you're left after this huge amount of time and thinking, now what do I do? Emotionally healing after cancer, you're also dealing with a whole list of emotions, grief being one of them. We don't often associate grief with cancer, but you are losing a certain part of yourself. Whether that's the physical thing of losing your breasts, but it's also you're losing part of your femininity. There's just so many things you have to deal with. And your healthcare team, they will also have a survivorship type of program that not everyone can afford to go out there and, get a therapist and pay for a therapist if your insurance doesn't cover it. So they often will have something that either the hospital or the doctor's office, may know of something too, where there's groups of people that will get together, because sometimes you just need to talk about it and get it out. And of course, there's, sadness and confusion, and there's just a lot of different things that you have to deal with. So here's a few tips for managing, your emotions and how to emotionally heal afterwards. You really want to, concentrate on yourself. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Take that time when you need just to be alone, whether that's reading a book, going for a walk, going to the beach if that's possible for the day, whatever that is, take that me time and don't feel selfish about it because you're going to need that. And it's just that time to kind of really just shut down and really process everything that's happened to you. And it really can be very helpful. Make sure, like I said, I don't know if I've already mentioned that, but make sure you're getting enough sleep too, because when you are tired, your emotions are just so much higher. Everything seems, worse, 10 times worse than it is. You're also going to be easily to cry if you are sleep deprived. So if you can, try and get your sleep and seek support. And like I said, if you can go to an actual therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you might have available to you, that can be very helpful. I know for me it was. She was so understanding, and even though she had not been through what I went through, she just really let me talk about it, get it all out, and validated all of my feelings. And continue to go to your follow-up appointments. That's so important. And my oncologist was always so sweet and understanding too. Always asked me how I'm feeling. Do I have any questions? And if that's your only resource that you have to get help, use it and ask him or her or express how you're feeling. And then they're either going to be able to help you or refer you to someone that can. So I hope that is helpful as well. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you guys next time.